You're losing hours every single day for something that you can't even see. It's not your job, it's not your family, it's not even your bad habits or your bad friends. What is it, you might ask? It's the way that you have been living. But here's the good news. You don't have to stay stuck every single day. You don't have to feel stuck. You don't have to repeat the same mistake every single day expecting a different results. Over the years, I've worked with thousands of people, sometimes as a student, sometimes as a teacher. And no matter what stage of life I interacted with, they all taught me 4 overlapping lessons. And these are the 4 that you need to know to become the person you want to be. Stop the comparison trap. Every time you compare yourself with someone else's life, you are losing. And this is why. You are comparing your entire messy life to someone else's curated, highlighted reel. Think about it. When you go on Instagram, you can see fillers everywhere. When you go on LinkedIn, you see achievements popping out. And when you go on TikTok, you see edited videos that highlight people's lives. None of this is real. Every time you compare yourself with someone else's life, your brain is whispering, why aren't you there yet? Why couldn't you just be better? Comparison doesn't inspire action, it drains it. It pulls you from the things that you should be comparing to yourself. You are losing focus towards your goals and aspirations. Why? Because you're too busy watching other people live theirs. And this is how you're going to break out of the trap. For the next 3 days, I want you to look at someone you admire and think, how did that person get there? Every success has a backstory, discipline, failure, and risks. Instead of assuming everyone's success was effortless, instead, look deeper and recognize the effort behind every single one of them. Ask yourself, what can I learn from this experience? What can I learn from them? Study their habits, study their mindset, study their decisions. Did they build a strong mindset from the very beginning? Did they surround themselves with mentors that were helping them along the way? What small changes can you apply to your life right now? But this is the thing. Growth doesn't come from watching or listening to inspirational videos. It comes from taking action. I want you to take one thing you have learned from someone you admire and apply their mindset today. Let's just say if you want to reduce your screen time, this is what you can do. You can download an app lock, literally an app lock. What it does is that it will limit your screen time on certain apps and make yourself a promise that you will not unlock the app until the next day. Comparison can either hold you back or push you forward. The difference is how you use it. Your environment shapes your future. Most people think that they have 100% control over their lives. But here's the shocking truth. Your environment shapes 40% of the decisions you make every single day. But your environment isn't just your physical space. It's the people you spend time with, it's the content you consume, and even the small habits that go on autopilot every single day. I mean, think about this. If you wake up in a cluttered room, and if you wake up, the first thing you do is doom scroll social media, and the people that you spend time with are always complaining about their lives, but they're not taking any action. If that's your environment, what kind of person do you think you will become? The reality is, your environment is always programming you. But here's the question. Is it programming you for success or keeping you stuck? Here's the first thing I want you to do. I want you to look around your room to see if there's anything needs to be cleaned up. Maybe dirty laundries that need to be washed or laundries that need to be folded. One simple change can declutter your mind and allow you to focus on things that truly matters to you. Now that we have decluttered your room, I want you to add something that inspires you towards growth. You can either leave a book that you've always wanted to read on your pillow, put your gym shoes by the bedroom door, or keep a notebook at all times on yourself, just in case some new ideas come along. Small changes in your physical space can have a huge impact to your behavior. Your environment isn't just where you live, it's also shaping your future. So you want to make that space as nice as possible, as productive and as efficient as possible. Lesson 3. Your relationships are your greatest asset. Most people think that achievement comes from money, wealth, and status. But here's the thing. Your relationships with others will define the quality of your life more than anything else. A study found that the #1 predictor of happiness and long life is about the quality of the relationship you have. Here's what the research found. People with strong emotional relationships or connections with others tend to have a stronger immune system, meaning that you are less likely to get sick. Meaningful relationships can actually lower your risk of developing heart diseases and diabetes. In other words, having meaningful relationships can literally help you live longer and happier. But here's the catch. Meaningful relationships don't just happen all of a sudden. They require effort. They require you to show up persistently, keep checking up on them, even at the time that you don't feel like you want to. It means that you're willing to share with them your vulnerabilities, you're willing to share with them your struggles, and vice versa. But here's another problem. Most relationships today are surface level. We scroll through Instagram, double tap on people's photos, comment a fire emoji, and we call that as a friend. And then sometimes we wonder, why do we feel so alone when we have all these friends on social media? But as I mentioned, a real and true relationship requires investment, it requires time, it even requires vulnerability. And you need to be the person that are willing to share. You need to be the person that are willing to tell other people that you care about them and build a stronger relationship with them. You have heard of this before. You are the average of 5 people you spend the most time with. I know. It's overused, but undervalued. But cliches exist for a reason. They're often right. Many years ago, I surrounded myself with people that just want to party, that just want to live in the moment. We had a lot of fun. We experienced a lot of things together. But that was it. It was meaningless fun. We weren't building anything together. We weren't having conversations about developing into a person that we want to become or making a change to the world. We didn't care about any of that. All we wanted was to have fun. And don't get me wrong, there's nothing wrong with having fun, and there's nothing wrong with partying. But the thing is, when you spend more time with people that are not growing, you stop growing too. You might wake up years later and realize that you haven't grown at all, you haven't developed as a person at all. You might even lose focus of your goals. These things might actually happen. You might then go on social media and see other people's achievements and feel bad about yourself because you are comparing yourself to other people. Have you noticed there's a loop that's going on? So ask yourself this. Who are the 5 people I am spending most of my time with? Are they helping me to grow? Are they helping me to become a better person? Are they helping me hold myself accountable? Because those are the people you want in your life. But at the same time, like attracts like. If you want to surround yourself with people that are disciplined, ambitious, goal-driven, kind, empathetic, you must become that person first. This is what you need to do. You need to identify at least one person in your life that are helping you growing, that are holding you accountable, that are helping you to become a better person. And ask yourself, am I building a stronger relationship with that person? If not, shoot them a text right now. Not even just today, right now. Pause this video, shoot them a text right now. Ask them how they're doing. If the conversation flows well, invite them out for a coffee and start to ask questions such as, how's your goal going? How is your family? Try to go deeper than surface level. How's life? What's going on? Because relationship requires time, effort, and vulnerability. Lesson 4. Regret will haunt you more than failure. If you have ever told yourself, I'll do it later, this is for you. You and I both know. The later might turn into next hour, next day, next week, next month, sometimes next year. And one day you will wake up, even in the middle of the night, and think, what if I just did it? What would happen if I just took that chance? What would happen if I just sent her the text or send him the text? What would happen if I just apply for that job? The endless thinking of what if will ultimately and eventually haunt you pretty much for the rest of your life. The truth is, most people don't regret the things that they failed. 100% of the people regret the things that they didn't do. When you think of what ifs, you are creating a scenario, you're creating a possible future that you literally could have gotten, but then for some reason you didn't take it. Most failures fade, but regrets lingers with you. It stays in the back of your mind, constantly playing out scenarios of what could have been. And the worst part is, you would never know what you missed out on. This is why you need to make a shift from hesitation to action. Some people might say, I need to plan this well so that I get everything right. Yes, planning makes you feel productive. It makes you feel like you're doing something right. But without action, there's nothing done. You don't need the perfect time to start. You don't need the perfect plan to start. You don't need the perfect equipment to start. All you need to do is start. If you want to start a new book, put it next to your pillow. Remind yourself, okay, I need to read this. If you want to do more exercise, put your running shoes right next to your bedside table. Remind yourself, create an environment that supports you to make these decisions, to take action. I want you to follow this 3-minute rule. Whenever you feel like I should do this, I want you to act within 3 minutes. Put it into practice. If you want to send that risky text to your crush, send it within 3 minutes. If you want to submit a job application, send that resume within 3 minutes. The most important thing is about doing, not planning. Doing leads to success. Planning leads to regret because you will keep putting it off and then you will find excuses for yourself. Most people believe in the perfect moment, but you are the one that needs to create the perfect moment for yourself. Now here's your return. We have discussed the 4 things I learned from people I interacted with over the past few years. Now, everything's on you. Build, act, let's go.